morning. Today we're going to continue on with our solving multi-step inequalities with variables on one side of the inequality, and then continue to graph those when we're ready. So just a refresher, like solving multi-step equations, you might need to distribute, combine like terms on the left side, combine like terms on the right side, collect variables on one side and constants on the other, and then don't forget, if you multiply or divide by a negative, you must flip the inequality sign. So, graphing solutions, same thing, open dot, close dot, shade towards the numbers, the right direction. It helps if the variable is first to decide where to shade. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a couple. Just like we did with our equations, we're going to go ahead and put our line through the equal sign, or in this case, the inequality sign. And if there are parentheses, we need to distribute to get rid of those parentheses. So I'm going to multiply. Negative 7 times n is negative 7n. Negative 7 times negative 6 is a positive 42. I didn't multiply or divide both sides by a negative there, so I'm going to keep my sign the same, and then bring down my 84. Now to get the n alone, I need to subtract 42 from both sides. To get negative 7n is greater than or equal to, okay, again, don't flip the sign yet, I get 42. And then the last step, divide by negative 7 on both sides to get n in negative 6, but we are going to flip our sign over because when I divided, it was a negative 7 on both sides. So my final answer is n is less than or equal to negative 6. So on my number line, I'm going to go ahead, that's a negative 6, which makes that a negative 7 there. So if I write the right numbers, I'm going to label just a few numbers. You have a bigger number line. If you label just a few, it's fine. And I have to decide open dot or close dot. Well, since this is less than or equal to, I'm going to fill that point in. And then when your variable's on the left side, it's nice and easy because this shows me that I need to shade this direction. Okay, it's pointing to the left. I need to shade to the left. Okay, next problem. Same thing. Draw your line through your equal sign or your inequality sign. Distribute if you need to. So let's go ahead and distribute on the right side and bring my 113 down. So negative 8 times n is negative 8n. Negative 8 times negative 7 is positive 56. We're going to combine our like terms if we can on both sides. So in this case, I need to combine these two together. So 56 minus 7 is 49. And then from there, I can go ahead and solve my two-step inequality. So subtract 49 from both sides. 113 minus 49 gives me 64. Those cancel. Negative 8. So divide by negative 8 on both sides. Because I divided by a negative, I need to flip my inequality sign over. So I get negative 8 is less than or equal to n. To make this easier to graph, I'm going to put that n first, which means I have to flip my inequality sign again. So my answer is n is greater than or equal to negative 8. So I'm going to go ahead and label my number line there. I have a closed dot again, and this time my arrow in my sign is pointing to the right, so I'm going to shade to the right. Okay, next one. No parentheses this time, so what we're going to do is just look at combining like terms. So I'm going to draw my line through my equal sign, or my inequality sign. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I need to combine like terms. So I'm going to combine 3x and 7x together, and I'm going to combine negative 10 and positive 6 together, and see what I get. So 3x and 7x is 10x, negative 10 plus 6 is negative 4, less than 26, and then we're going to solve. So add 4 to both sides to get 10x is less than 30, and then divide by 10. This time I didn't have a negative number when I divided, so I don't need to flip my sign. So I'm going to go ahead and make my number line. I have a 3, 4, 5, 2, positive 1, 0 if I need it. This one's an open dot because it's not equal to. And since it's less than, it's pointing to the left, I need to shade to the left of my number line. Okay. Go ahead and try this last one on your own. Actually, you know what? Let's do this together. Drag your line through your inequality. We'll make sure you're good with this. I'm going to move this out of the way for now. Do that later. Okay. Distribute. Always eliminate your parentheses first. Do not subtract first. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. Bring everything else down, and then combine your like terms. So we're going to go ahead and combine 3 and negative 14 together. And we are going to combine negative 2x and 4x together. So we get 2x minus 11 is less than or equal to 3. We're going to add 11 to both sides to get 2x is less than or equal to 14. And then we're going to divide by 2 on both sides to get x is less than or equal to 7. And I'm not going to flip my sign there because I didn't divide by a negative when I was solving on both sides. I'm going to bring this down over here. Just give myself some room. We're going to do that didn't work. Weird. When we graph this, we're going to put a 7 in the middle here, and it won't let me do that, so I'm not sure what's going on. There it goes. Try this now. No. We're going to put a 7 in the middle. We're going to have a closed dot, and we're going to shade to the left. Okay. If you have any questions, hit pause, rewind, raise your hand, let us know. Otherwise, go on to the practice problems. Have a great day.